Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. This is actually for Mini Kit Monday, May 2019. This is layout number 4. Now in May we were really only supposed to be doing 3 layouts, but when I was doing my wrap-up video or sorting out everything to do the wrap-up video, I still had quite a bit of paper left, and I thought, well, I can do one more. I can do one more layout. So I just took the scraps and kind of threw them together. Now initially I thought I was going to use all the dark colors, but when I flipped this yellow paper over, this was on the other side. My initial plan was to use that coral and then the yellow on the other side and then that other yellow scrap, and I was going to use several of those cheeky studio die cuts with it. When I flipped that paper over, that yellow paper over, it was a Paige Evans paper and it had all those colors going down like that. So I'm just kind of doing a basic design. I'm not using a sketch. I'm just kind of throwing the scraps together. Here I decide, after I put this light color, kind of an aqua color down, I like how light it was. So I'm going to end up taking that coral paper away and putting that light color down there at the bottom like that. I am going to trim them all up to be like 11 inches wide so that I have that 1/2 inch border on the side. I did that initially because one of the papers, and I think it was the yellow one, I'm not sure, had already been trimmed, was already trimmed down to almost that size. It was not 12 by 12. That's why I wanted to have that border around the side. Now here I'm taking out all of these die cuts, seeing what may or may not work, and you can see I did pull out a bunch of the cheeky studio ones. Some of them I'm not going to use, but some of them I will. Right here initially I'm putting all them down and I'm thinking, gosh, these are so dark for this really light layout. So I do try to add this other dark coral piece in there to kind of darken it up a little bit so I can use some of the darker elements without it sticking out like a sore thumb. That's not going to end up working. I will take out a piece of the yellow scrap and I'm going to use the yellow for that seam in the center instead. I do come across a pink paper. You saw me moving it around on the page just a few seconds ago, and it had a bunch of flowers on it, and I had fussy cut those out for on a previous layout as well. But on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut those out, and I just throw it all at this layout. I'm just trying to use the stuff. In the end, this is not going to be my favorite layout I've made, but I mean, I like it. There's a lot of clustering, and it's very much like the one I did yesterday. It's very, very similar in that there's just a whole bunch of die cuts, but in this case, they are fussy cut flowers. I did want to get some of those little baby animals on the page. It was on one of the pages that was designed by Kat Martin. I did have several of those cut out. That little fox right there was from the Paige Evans die cut pack that I threw in there. I am not going to end up getting those on the page. I really do like to use those little baby animals with photos of Riley, but they just don't really end up working for me. Here's where I decide to cut out all those flowers. I am going to end up cutting away because it does take me some time. Now guys, I know this is an extra video for Mini Kit Monday, but still don't forget to check out the other ladies. We have Traci, Kathy, Dollie, Daisy, Leslie, and Shannon. I will have everybody linked down below so that you can go check them out. Now you see how that yellow strip is there now? I am going to use that same yellow paper to map my photo in. Right here I'm working on the title, and there was this die cut piece and it said lovely, and I like how it's over kind of away from the photo. It's over on the right hand side is where I end up placing it down. Well, I have done layouts that are called lovely. So I also took this other little die cut. It says everything on it. So my title is going to be everything lovely right here. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I didn't want another layout called lovely. Today when I'm doing this voiceover, it's Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a fun and safe Memorial Day. Jim and I aren't planning on doing anything. We're going to go get, if the place is open, we're going to go get some pool chemicals, grab something to eat, and then probably go to the grocery store and come back home. We aren't really doing any celebrations on this Memorial Day weekend. Well, we did yesterday. We had the gender reveal for Marissa and BJ, and the new baby is going to be a boy. Yay. I think they're going to name him Riker Wade. I'm not in love with the name Riker, but it'll probably grow on me, right? So everything I put down, even the main pattern papers, the one up at the top and the bottom in the strip, I do ink everything with the vintage photo. After I start placing these flowers down, I'm going to pull all those up and ink them with vintage photo as well. Now you can see I did get a couple of the flowers from the Cheeky Studio in there. I'm just going to use the pink portion, and the reason why is because there's that dark corally pink on them, the same that's in that butterfly and also in the top paper up at the top. So I thought that gave me a little bit of a pop in there. Looking at it, I mean, I like it, but maybe I might not have done that. Maybe I might not have used so many cut flowers. I'm not sure. I also end up taking some of the flowers and tucking them at the top and the bottom of the yellow strip that runs across there as well. I thought that looked really cute. After I get these down, I am going to have to work over on that right side of the page. You can see how that's really bare where it says everything lovely right here. There's all this space around it. I will address that after I get these ones right here put down. Now, some of the flowers that I put down over there, I am going to take some foam tape. See, like right here on the side of that butterfly, I am taking some foam tape and just popping a few of them up here and there. Not too much, just a little bit. For my adhesive, usually I will use that art glitter glue, but I'm using ATG tape for this one because I wasn't really sure about it, and I know with that ATG tape I can pull it up. Sometimes it rips, sometimes it doesn't rip, but I know with that art glitter glue it's not going anywhere. So I figured I would use the ATG tape, and then when I'm satisfied with it, probably before I put it in the page protector, I'm going to go back around and make sure everything is glued down with that art glitter glue. So in the end, this photo basically just has all those flowers going all the way around the matted picture. Usually I'll let some go on top of the photo. In this case, I didn't, except for that butterfly. That wing is kind of sticking over there as well. Here's where I'm dressing that blank space over on the right hand side. I'm just going to layer up a couple flowers right there. A couple of those same pink flowers that I had fussy cut out of a paper. I did run into this one die cut. I'm like, well, that's cute. So I cut it in half. I'm putting part of it at the top left of the photo, and I'm going to put the other part down at the bottom right of the photo. I do ink that with that vintage photo ink as well. Now, I did pretty good remembering to ink everything on this one, with the exception of that lovely I did not ink, but it is trimmed in that copper, so I didn't really feel it needed it. But also that everything die cut did not get inked, and the butterfly did not get inked, but it's okay. It still works. Now on this on this layout, I'm going to forego the splatters, and I have been doing a lot of splatters lately, especially with that Heidi Swapp color shine in gold. I did have two big bottles, and one of them makes smaller splats and one of them makes ginormous splats. It's like the one that makes smaller splats, it seems like it's thicker, and the one that makes those big splats, it's like it's more runny. I've been going crazy with the runny one here over this load 519, but in this case I am going to forego that, and I'm going to pull out sequins instead. Now, I don't have all the sequins putting down and all the sequins picking out bit in this video. My camera does shut off. That happens especially if I'm not paying attention and looking up to make sure it's still on. It's okay. It's just putting down sequins, and I just kind of tuck them in and around places. There are a few that are freestanding out in the open, but for the most part they're just tucked under and just like little sneak surprises when you look at the layout. Alright guys, after I do that, I don't do anything else to this layout. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure you check out the other ladies. I will have them all linked down below, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.